Wagwan and what's up? Welcome back, it's Josh. Today we're reacting to The Flash, episode 17, season 8, don't know why I did it that way round, called The Man in the Yellow Tie, links back to Thawne, the man in the yellow suit. Obviously we were seeing the return of Thawne this episode, and that is Matt Lechner's Thawne, as well as I believe we'll probably see Tom Cavanagh's Thawne as well, so... Yeah, I'm looking into this. Obviously, last episode we got introduced to Fast Track or Mina Deon, something like that. I can't think of her last name. Her first name is Mina, though. I did make sure to double check before the episode. And yeah, apparently Thawne doesn't remember who he is or know who he is this episode. So without further ado, we're going to get into it. If you guys enjoy, remember to like and subscribe.
Name is Dr. Mina Dawan, and for the next 3 minutes and 52 seconds, I'm the fastest woman alive.
Her lightning, I do genuinely believe is one of the coolest we've seen. I just love it. Gives me Dark Saber vibes, and that's just what I love about it. No. I don't even know, but I'm interested to find out, to be fair. It's very sort of Rainbow Rider-y. Like, I know we've seen Rainbow Raider. Rider? Is it? It's Rainbow Raider. I have double checked it as Rainbow Raider. But he was in season 1, right? This was Rainbow Raider was the guy that did the red eyes and Oliver, the episode, the crossover. So, but it's very sort of similar with the eye thing. She's like, from what I've seen, moved different. I don't know, but it was cool, and I'm here for it.
I barely broke a sweat,
which is all very badass, but is anyone else wondering how the heck this happened?
Well, I mean...
Well, I was going to use the excuse that it was the high stress situation and she was, you know, she was been caught off guard trying to call Barry and it didn't work, so she was just like, fuck it, I'll do it myself. It's like one of the only times I feel like this season when someone's leveled up, it makes sense because she was in a bit of a panic.
Meet the man who built this machine.
Eobard Thawne.
Man, it's so cool to have him back again. He popping up all over the place this year. Legends, The Flash. I mean, maybe not all over the place, but you know, 2 out of, what was it, 4? That's half. Fair dues.
Go to hell! You're taking both of us there! Now who's the villain, Flash? Now who's the villain?
Right, it's mad. Obviously they've... Let's try again, shall we? Obviously the flashbacks are in the promo, but I thought that maybe that was done for sort of just to get everyone hyped about it. But no, they actually put the flashbacks into the episodes, which is really cool.
Flash. Look, Alan. I have no idea what you're talking about or why you think I'm a murderous speedster. Because you are. No.
Man, we've seen this side of Barry's popped up a couple times this season, and I love it. And, you know, obviously his emotions are up and out because of Iris and stuff. But Angry Barry is really doing it for me this season, and I'm absolutely loving it.
Never heard of her. And guess what? Neither is history. So I guess your new adversary makes sure that this Dr. Mina Dawan never sees the future.
Wow. That's all I really have to say. We just got so much information in such a short amount of time. So, Barry talked about Thawne and Flashpoint Thawne and how he went on to fight Legends and then got erased and obviously didn't get erased and then he was in later season of Legends. And then Wells just saying about Mina isn't in the history books. or wasn't in the history books when he was there, so his new advert, this other Thawne must make sure she never exists or makes it as a speedster. And that Mina's powers powered from the negative speed force and from the block that Thawne actually originally built. That was a lot, and I loved it because there was flashbacks and a bit of story behind sort of Thawne as well, because I was very confused when Thawne popped up in Legends what version of Thawne it was, and I think that's going to help tie into what version of Thawne, not this one is, but the other one at Fast Track.
Interesting. Oh, John, you can come out now.
Mate, you know I love a Diggle cameo. You know I love a Diggle cameo. How many times? Mate, I love it. I love this man. How did Barry just not see he was there? Come on, do better, Barry. Jesus.
You were still pretending you needed a wheelchair.
Last time I saw you, your friend Oliver Queen was still alive.
Really? 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 We had to cut deep with that one, didn't we? You had to be a bastard about that. Fucking cunt. What a cunt.
Trouble in paradise.
Trying to open this box. I've had to spend a lot of time away from home.
You can see it's worn off on him. Look at the state of him. The beard, the hair, he looks like he hasn't slept in weeks. Although I agree with him going to World, surely the better person to go to would be Brainy, as Brainy knew about the lanterns. He mentioned it in the end of season 6 of Supergirl when he popped up. He was like, there was just this sort of chemistry, and then John was like worlds away and stuff. And Brady obviously is from further in the future than Thawne, so I would have just gone to him.
Because you weren't ready to accept its power yet. So really, the only question, John, is, are you ready now?
Yes. Yes. Yes, we are. We've been waiting for John to become fucking Green Lantern for 2 years. 2 years. Let's just make it happen already. Please.
The worlds that await will be yours. This universe is far bigger than any of us could have dared.
You can almost see the sort of the green. I can't tell. It is the Green Lantern symbol, isn't it, in his eye there? Like very similar to sort of. But yeah, this is so cool. We're getting a Flash to universes. He's becoming Green Lantern. This is cool. Shout out to Thawne, man. Shout out to Thawne.
I don't want any of this. Bring them back. Do you hear me? The answer's no! No! No!
Fuck off. No. I have never, ever been so disappointed with the CW, the Flash, DC. I don't even know where to put the blame. I'm so angry. I don't even want to watch the rest of the episode. You're fucking kidding me, right? This is a joke. This is like fucking Impractical Jokers. You're gonna... What would you do? They're gonna whip the cameras out. Because this is outrageous. It's unfair. Okay. I've put a meme in there, so now I can calm down a little bit. 2.5 years! Arrow ended January 2020. It's now June 2022. For that! Earbard's pissed! What the fuck? How have they done this to us? This is a joke. Nah. Oh. This is... He better get that fucking cue back by the end of the episode. Otherwise, I'm going... Oh, I'm so angry. Hang on, he's due to show up in the season final of Superman and Lois, right? So maybe he does get like, the ring. I'm so angry. I'm so angry.
The cube was trying to make me someone else. Something else.
Hang on. I might have to rewind a second to season 6 of Arrow, where this man throws a fit about not becoming the Green Arrow. It was the Green Arrow then. He threw a fit about it. And the whole definition, every episode, 170 episodes, the show started. I had to become someone else. I had to become something else. And you're saying no, you don't. I have to take another break. I'm so angry.
Being a father, a husband. There's really no choice at all.
They're really going to use this as some sort of justifiable argument. Fans have been asking for John Diggle to become Green Lantern since 2012. Since the start of Arrow. They were like, yo, he's not technically Jon Stewart, but he could be... I remember seeing the fucking fan art for it. And then, you know, they teased it a bit more, and a bit more, and a bit more, and then in the season final they do this. And now, they make us wait 2 years. He's popped up in like 9 episodes trying to solve this cube thing. And then he throws it away! What the fuck? I'm so over it. Well, I'm not over it, am I? But this is... It's scandalous. It's fucking... It's ridiculous. I'm so angry. I'm not going to enjoy the rest of the episode. 60 minutes left and it's going to be shit.
Your chance to save the world.
You are my world.
But I figured it out. I figured out what pushes Thawne over the edge. It was like I said last episode. Mina's got this connection with Barry. And Barry's going to Clark Mina. And that's what turns Thawne bad. He builds another machine and that's that. That's how the Reverse Flash was born. Can't even prove me wrong. Can't even prove me wrong.
Come back. Come back. You should go first.
I like Mina enough for her to be happy that she's back and not negative Speedy. But the irony of Thawne getting his heart shattered by being phased through with her hand would have been so perfectly ironic that it probably would have made this episode a lot better for me. But we're not going to get that. So, you know, I'm still happy Mina's back. Obviously, we do get to see her suit up in the final. So, I didn't suspect she would survive, but it is a shame that Thawne wouldn't have been killed by his own means. But we win some, we lose some. This one's an L. We'll take it on the chin. We won.
Back, I reached out to a mutual friend to gather some intel. Just left a message.
Chester, hey, sorry.
Okay, this world full of cameos, and this is a lot better. Ray again, not what I expected because that's dope. Second time this season, dope. But yeah, Ray Palmer, go on.
Brought him here.
To Mina.
Guys, I know it sounds crazy, but however it happened, I think we're lucky it did.
I do have to say, other than the Ray cameo, which was another good part of the episode, but actually seeing Matt Lechner play a good Thawne and this very sort of different version of this character has been really refreshing and quite nice, because I did think he would turn evil halfway through. And I am so fucking grateful for the clarification of the Thawnes and the timelines. Although it's still kind of a working theory that Thawne and the time wraiths, that this is that Thawne and time wraiths, but we actually have an explanation of which Thawne is which Thawne and whose timelines from where.
Now that's more like it.
Huh, interesting. I was going to make a comment about how the Cecile thing wasn't followed through on and it was going to annoy me. But she's come back, she's used her powers again, and this random white-haired chick is staring at her down an alleyway, which she didn't seem to notice, although she was right in front of her. Who knows what that's about? I'm sure we'll get an explanation in the final. So Mark's come up with a backup plan to save Frost, which I really think is very cool. Although Danielle Panabaker did say she doesn't think Frost is returning. But yeah, Frost, I think Frost coming back would ruin it. But I think also maybe her popping up in season 9 as sort of, if it is the last season, which I think it will be, to say goodbye would be really cool. But I don't know. Like maybe a flashback or something, I don't know.
It's time to fulfill your destiny.
So Deon was working with Thawne, or is working with Thawne, or... Okay, so I'm gonna go down a bit of a rabbit hole here, only because I need to air out what I'm thinking. So, if the light showed Deon where Thawne was, surely anything in the box had to do with the Still Force, which is to do with time. Now, time and space is related, so I guess you could still argue Green Lantern has something to do with that. But we never specifically saw a ring in the box, and maybe the cube, and it has it's completely different. But as kind of Deon was saying, Thawne's a man without past, but he does have a past, but he doesn't have a past. So, surely... But if he couldn't... Surely he could have just, like, before the episode this season, I think it's episode 14, when they go into the Still Force. Before all of that, if Deon had gone up to Barry and been like, yo, where's Thawne? I've had this vision in the Still Force that he breaks out, and then Barry would be like, oh no, he's an Argus on this island, he'd have been able to find him. So, like, surely the plan's a bit backwards, unless this is like the reverse Still Force, which you could argue is a thing because there's a reverse Speed Force. But yeah, I knew it would get very rabbit hole-y quickly. But that's just my thoughts on it for a second there. I don't really know. Well, very disappointing, to say the least, isn't it? No, I'm being a bit harsh. I am trying to give fair judgment. If I remove John from the story, it was a really good episode. Like, I enjoyed Matt Lechner's return. I loved that he played a new type of Thawne, a good version. I loved the reverse negative Speed Force thing was quite cool. Like, it was the same machine. Barry's interaction with Thawne was cool. As well, with him drawing, again, speed drawing, which we haven't seen in a while. And Thawne kind of helping, like, again and again, he keeps just helping out. I don't know why. But yeah, I enjoyed Mina this episode. I love that it wasn't specified at the start that her and Thawne were together. Cecile, that's something I'm quite interested in, because we got the bit at the start, and I thought maybe that's a secondary storyline, right? That's cool. And then John popped up, and John took up a big part of the episode, and we'll get into that at the end. I want to do the positives first. But then she popped up again at the end. They've done this a couple times now, where they show something and then they show it again at the end. They did it, I think, with Caitlin a couple episodes back, where it almost teases a secondary story throughout the episode, but it's actually like a third. But I'm excited to see what this will mean for Cecile in the final, and hopefully kind of seeing her step up. We saw a lot of people, so we saw Mark again for the first time in a couple episodes, saw Caitlin, which is really, wasn't it like last episode, Caitlin was like, yeah, I'm not coming back for a while, and she's popped up in this one, which is something I didn't see coming. We didn't see any Joe. I think Joe and Iris were the only characters we didn't see. Obviously Deon, Ray, John, and both Thawnes are all kind of guest stars. I guess you could argue Tom Cavanagh's Thawne's not a guest star, but it kind of is. He's not a regular anymore. But yeah, Ray Palmer was a really cool sort of connection in a way. But he says some stuff in the audio that does make me question what's gone on with the Legends. Because it almost makes it sound like they're still in that retirement phase of their couple weeks off when evil Gideon kicks them off the Wave Rider. Where they were all meeting in the John's house dimension. But the pocket dimension, that's what it's called. Because Ray said he's just been with Nate for drinks. Oh no, he can still see Nate. Okay, yeah, no, I remember it. Nate retired. So he can still go and see Nate, but can Nate access the house dimension from the totem? Is that possible? I don't know. But it was a nice connection because he was like the perfect connection point from Flash to Legends, almost, because of him already appearing in the Flash this season and making that connection with Chester with the Quincy Runk Foundation. And I thought that was really nice because it makes sense for him to be the one to call because of his connection to the Legends. Yeah, and I love the fact we got the clarification on which Thawne is which. So I like that. And it's pretty much been specified that the Thawne that Mina is in love with is Thawne from Legends, who isn't dead. Surprise, surprise. But it would have been an interesting turn if he had ended up using the Speed Force machine, right? Because he would have just become bad. He would have become bad again because it is negative Speed Force. So that would have been a cool way to bring Thawne back his speed, but you know. But it almost would have made more sense because Tom Cavanagh's talked about leaving the series since like season 6. I think he was like, oh, at the end of season 6, I'm not coming back. And then he was like, nah, end of season 7, I'm not coming back. And then he popped up again in season 8. It was the same with Cisco. Cisco was meant to leave at the end of 6. And then it was halfway through 7. And then he came back for the end of 7. And I mean, granted, he hasn't shown up at all in season 8. So, fair enough. But yeah, I feel like we need to get into the bad now. The John thing, was so poor. It was such a poor attempt of whatever it was, and I don't know how they're gonna link Deon and this box. I am excited to see what they'll do, but I almost don't want to talk about it because I'm getting angry thinking about it. For 2 years, for them to be like, nah, we're not making you Green Lantern, and to them then try and justify it with Lila and the kids. I'm sorry, but if female Forager can manage being a Lantern and going back to Earth to see male Forager, Diggle can manage Universal shit and his kids. The man was fucking Spartan for 8 years. He travelled to a parallel universe to help Oliver with the Monitor. And for him to go through all that hell to actually be like, no, I don't care. And to tease, like, I think the biggest tease was with Brainy and being, like, worlds away, and that got us gassed. And, you know, his talk with the show, them producing the show Justice U, where he's sort of the mentor for a bunch of new superheroes. Like, it would have been really cool for him to then be Green Lantern in that show. So they didn't have to necessarily do a Green Lantern spin-off show. They could have just stuck him in this Justice U show. We'll see enough of him Green Lantern, but he can still kind of bond with the kids who don't have superpowers because he did it for 8 years. I think it's such a missed opportunity, and I don't know whether if David Ramsey had anything to do with it. Because if David Ramsey, at the end of the day, if David Ramsey was like, nah, I don't want to be Green Lantern, I don't have an interest in it, then it's kind of fair enough. But at the same time, my argument would have been, because I think David Ramsey did say at the Arrow season final this was something he wanted to do. Like, he was like, cool to tease it. And then he wanted to come back, and they teased it. So I don't know whether it's just the CW have fucked him for so long and been like, nah, actually, for 2 years we're going to tease you with it. And then he's got to the point, you know, he's been through fucking COVID. He's like, I'm just popping up for 5 minutes every couple episodes. You're getting a bit of Diggle backstory and Diggle action and Diggle doing his part. Don't get me wrong, it's very cool. But, you know, it's for him anyway, it's not constant work. And although I'm sure he's probably really enjoying it, he does love the character. But, you know, someone had teased me for 2 years about a possible role, and then, well, it could have been, they turned around and was like, nah, we're not doing it. Which I do think would have been the case with everything, with the CW thinking about selling and stuff, and them cancelling everything. But if I was David Ramsey and that happened, I'd have been pissed. I'd have been throwing hands. I'm angry for him. I'm angry for me. I'm angry for all of the fans. You know, we've been practically fans of Diggle for 10 years. Like, I mean, in October time, it'll be about 10 years. And I really think they've done him dirty, and I think it was not the right call. I really don't. I don't think that was the call Diggle would have made. And I'm not happy about it. I'm not going to pretend to be happy about it. And it has ruined a really good episode. I'm not going to lie. And I do believe I remember I could be wrong. I do believe I remember hearing that he is going to pop up in Superman and Lois season final. So whether something more will happen there, I don't know. But as it currently stands, very poor, very poor. We're going to get into the promo. You have to excuse for lighting situation. I was meant to mention this earlier, but I forgot. My lamp, my light thing isn't working, and it hasn't been charging, so it slowly got dark, and I turned it off, and I stuck my notes on my screen up just to put some light on, but getting the promo up, I can't have that on at the same time. Here it is. Oh my god, I'm going to have to get up on... here it is. I'm on the right page. 8/19, negative, part 1, season promo. Waffling, mate. Let's get into it. Oh, what have I done?
I know this feels different. It is. This is personal.
Sorry, giving me my speed back.
We're gonna need all the meta power we can get.
My speed. Something's wrong.
Okay, so the audio shit. What a surprise! Like always. I'll get the. No, I won't. I'm just gonna keep it like this. I'll just. So something's wrong. This feels different. We're seeing Matt look a bit concerned. Him saying you could start by giving me my speed back. Caitlin's return already feels like a bit of a disappointment, because, you know, when someone says they're gonna leave and then they turn back, like come back physically 2 episodes later, that just does annoy me, because it's not really them leaving. Next Wednesday, cool.
We're gonna need all the meta power we can get. My speed.
Mina's suited up, very cool. She's there as well. But yeah, it does look very like the fast track suit. The only thing is the lightning bolt being upright instead of to the side.
Something's wrong. Sacrifices gotta be made, Flash. You gotta pay for what you did.
And it is like we are getting this evil Deon, like him there. Sacrifices have to be made, Flash. You will pay for what you did. I don't know what's going on with Deon. I'm sure in either part 1 or part 2 of the final we'll get an explanation to it, but it doesn't really make sense. And yeah, if you guys enjoyed, remember to like and subscribe. And I will see you. Well, leave your thoughts in the comments. Please leave your thoughts in the comments. I really want to know if I'm overreacting about this John thing, or if everyone else is just as pissed as me, because I am fuming. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.